It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. We're sitting down with Michael Marshall from the Camp Verde Parks and Recreation Department. Welcome back.
Thanks.
You were here just a little while ago.
Yeah, not too long ago. We were talking, I think it was earlier in the summer, I was talking a little bit about the sports complex and hoped for plans for that.
Yeah. And that's moving along, and we're going to talk about that today as well. But you have been sending me press release after press release about this thing called Fort Verde Days. It's coming up on October 9th and 10th?
Yep, Saturday and Sunday.
So, all right, let's start right there. Wait, first, couple websites. campverde.az.gov will get you to Camp Verde and all things Camp Verde. You can also go to visitcampverde.com for information about events coming up this weekend, Fort Verde Days. And then a phone number, 554-0828 is a phone number that you could use as well. Okay. So, Fort Verde Days, let's jump in there. It's the 65th annual.
Yes, it is. Been
That's
around
something.
a long time. Yep.
Yeah.
It's basically become the town's unofficial homecoming, centered around activities for the town. It's in conjunction with the state park, which is what now occupies Fort Verde's grounds. We have activities for Saturday and Sunday. They have activities. The fort is free for the weekend, so there's no admission price to go in.
Nice.
They've got reenactors and historical talks, that kind of stuff.
They always have the great demonstrations, too, on how things were done back in the day.
A lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
And then we also have the Fort Verde Rodeo that's going to be Friday night and Saturday night that's done by the Camp Verde Arena Association out at the new Equestrian Center out right next to our sports complex. So that's something that they started last year, now that they have that facility, and that's going to be a big part. Big parade on Saturday is the kickoff, 10 o'clock for the parade.
Okay.
Starts down by Bash's, goes up through Main Street and out the other end. We got close to 50 entrants.
That's a trek.
Yep, we block the street off, and away they go, led by the Camp Verde Cavalry, and they're escorting the Colonel's daughter, and the mayor will be riding horseback this year, too. The earliest thing on Saturday at 7 o'clock is the Kiwanis Breakfast. They do a pancake breakfast, and it's going to be out in the Redinger Ramada on Holloman Street this year. It's a fundraiser for them. Usually gets a pretty good turnout, and gives people a chance to come out and eat some pancakes first thing in the morning and enjoy the cool morning air.
Let's go back to the parade real quick. The parade starts at 10. Is there still opportunity for people to join in the parade, or we're pretty full? You closed yesterday. Okay, so we're done. I know we were announcing the fact that you were taking entries for the parade, but okay. So they're going to have to wait for the Christmas one then.
Yep, Christmas Craft Bazaar. That's the second Saturday in December, and Parade of Lights that night, which I think it's December 8th this year.
Well, we're not going to make you worry about that, because as Mike put at the beginning of the show, he says we're focused on Fort Verde Days, so we're going to focus on Fort Verde. So we're going to have a lot of information about Fort Verde Days. So, okay, 7 o'clock, the Kiwanis Breakfast. 9 a.m. is the flag raising ceremony. As a matter of fact, if folks want to, if they go to that visitcampverde.com, there is a little more than a page of events taking place that you can get a schedule and know exactly what's going on the schedule. So, okay, parade at 10 o'clock. It's a lengthy route. Is there anywhere you want people to set up? Or
any place
stage?
is convenient.
Any place along the route.
It comes out on the Finney Flat, right across from the post office, and runs up through Main Street. When it branches off to the right to General Crook Trail, it kind of peters out at that point. There. So there's plenty of places for people to get. Usually there's people there nice and early. They get their favorite spot, bring their folding chairs, and set up on the sidewalk. And
sure thing.
Good to go. And then after that, they all flood into the event field there on Main Street, Main and Holloman. We've got vendors on the field. We've got vendors in the gym.
How many vendors you got this year?
We got close to 70 vendors total.
There's a lot to look at.
Probably 8 or 10 different food vendors. A lot of stuff. We've got bands playing on Saturday and Sunday on the stage. Hopefully we try and have something for everybody. We've got a large, we rented a whole bunch of inflatables this year for, we've got a couple obstacle courses, jousting, a bungee race, a slide. Yeah, we've got a pony ride carousel, so that we're trying to have something for everybody. The event overall is free. There's no admission charge, just like there's no admission charge to get into the fort. Obviously, if you want to buy something or eat something, there's a charge. And there is a small charge to ride the ponies or the obstacle course area. A lot of that is going to be supporting some of the nonprofits. Some of the nonprofits are working with us to help staff some of that. So that was
neat. You were telling me about that before the show. Talk about that a little bit more. Nonprofits have kind of stepped up to help with this.
Well, one of the things that we feel that we want to do with the community events is to support the nonprofits. So number one, we encourage them to come and attend and either do fundraisers, do raffles, do activities, or just get the word out about their organization. We don't charge for that. They get a free booth space, so they don't have to have that up. And then if they want to do a fundraiser or something, we've also done several different things where we partner with them and do things to give them an opportunity to make money. For instance, we'll have a dunk tank this year like we did at Cornfest. And we buy rent the dump tank, we get it filled, we get it trucked there, we get it set up. All your organization has to do is come in, get people to sit in the dunk tank and raise money for throwing the balls. We don't take a cut of the money or anything. It's all profit for them for fundraising. And we're always looking for ways to do more of that to make it beneficial for the community.
Pie throwing would be good. Pie throwing. Okay.
Well, it's not the throwing, it's the catching that we have.
Right. You got to have somebody there to catch it. Right. But so that's a great idea though, to allow a nonprofit to come in and work like that for free and take all the proceeds back with them for their organization. That's great.
A lot of the problems with nonprofits is some of the logistical stuff. There's a volunteer group. They don't have access to some of these things. Sometimes they have insurance requirements or stipulations. So like with the inflatables, volunteers from different nonprofits come in. They help us, keep track of who's coming in and, checking bands and making sure kids are staying in line properly. And then we give them a percentage of the sales that we're making.
Yeah.
So
that's a great idea. And so, have we covered everything for Fort Verde Days? I mean, the fort's free.
The fort's free.
The entire event is free, other than anything you want to buy while you're. Right. Are there going to be craft vendors?
There's craft vendors.
Okay, so early Christmas shopping maybe coming up, right?
There's a little bit of every
unique
kind of
ideas.
Vendor. There's we try and get a good range of stuff. So that hopefully there's something that appeals to everybody. Of course, and part of the events like this, it's just a window shopping. It's just a walking around, looking at stuff, and seeing the people and listening to the bands and getting
outside.
Getting a good hamburger, and
you make that sound really good.
Well, it's going to be beautiful weather.
Yeah, it should be nice Saturday. We got a little something Friday, but Saturday's supposed to be nice. Sunday's supposed to be nice. Yeah.
And like I said, they've got the rodeo Friday and Saturday night for rodeo fans, so they'll be.
What time does that start?
I think they start at 7. I think.
Okay.
It's not on our stuff. The Camp Verde Arena Association has their own website. And
the Camp Verde Arena Association. Yeah. Okay, so if they go there, they should be able to find out that.
I think it's CVAA, and I think it's .org, but I'm not positive.
Okay. Well,
but if you Google Camp Verde Arena Association, it'll come up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good. I think we got to take our first break. That was our goal, was to talk Fort Verde Days for the first segment. So again, websites, campverde.az.gov is Camp Verde's site, and then you got visitcampverde.com, which is easy to go to, and then get the list of stuff that's coming up for Fort Verde Days. It's their 65th annual Fort Verde Days, 554-0828 in Camp Verde. Stick around, countywide, back in just a couple minutes.
Who doesn't dream of home improvements? Perhaps your kitchen, the real living room. Maybe the bathroom, where you bookend your day. Langstrand Contracting is your one-stop shop from tear down to finishing touches. With 35 years of experience, Chris and his team will work with you to match your family's style and budget. Call Langstrand Contracting today for guidance in bringing your vision to life.
Your carpet is the largest air filter in your home, trapping dust, dirt, and germs from the air that your family members breathe, even the furriest ones.
That's why it's important to keep your carpet and tile clean and hygienic with regular cleanings by Zero-Res. Zero-Res uses state-of-the-art technology and ZR water, not soap or harsh chemicals, so zero residue is left on your home surfaces.
Schedule your appointment today because a clean home is a healthy home. Visit ZeroResNorthernArizona.com.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Terrifying jobs, high-flying linemen, take 3.
Josh, this is an absolutely terrifying job. Why do you do it?
It's a very demanding job, but very rewarding and exciting.
How much energy are you actually working with up there?
500,000 volts of electricity.
It's definitely not my line of work. Does anything shock you?
Yeah, distracted drivers terrify me.
Welcome back to Countywide. We're sitting down with Michael Marshall from the Camp Verde Parks and Recreation Department. Another website for you. We were talking about the rodeo, campverdearena.com, campverdearena.com. 65th annual Fort Verde Days is coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and then the rodeo is, you said, Friday night and Saturday night. So go to campverdearena.com for information about the rodeo happenings there. And then you can also go to visit campverde.com for the list of events that's going on with Fort Verde Days. You can probably go to Fort Verde's website as well. And
the state park has, they have got more detailed of some of the activities that are happening on the fort grounds.
That makes sense. And then you want to mention our Grand Marshals this year, which is fantastic.
Parades, Brenda and Dick Hauser, big family. It's been in the area a long time. They've got a lot of reach. You know, Hauser and Hauser Corn, Welding, some other businesses, and basically we recognize them as essentially long-time active community members that have been involved in a lot of different things. They're involved with the council, been involved with other town organizations.
They're
continuously over the years, just very active.
They're very active.
And again, their extended family's been very active, and so they're the Grand Marshals this year. They'll be riding. They have their own float because they have their own tractor to pull their own trailer. That's their plan that they're doing that. But we're looking forward to that, having them in the parade.
Awesome. Very good. Now, we also had we're going to shift gears. So Fort Verde Days, make sure you check that out. Lots of things to do this weekend for you there. There was a lot of good news for your sports complex. You were here last time. We were talking about the sports complex with Philip. You and Philip were talking about that. But since then, you had a $2.5 million Land and Water Conservation Fund grant come in.
Finally.
That's huge, right? Yeah. Right. Well, grants, they don't move real fast, but it's nice.
And COVID slowed it way down. We basically applied for this grant, in late 2020. And it was approved at everything but like the final federal level by the beginning of 2021. And we have been waiting it might be approved any day now. Well, finally, in the end of August, it was approved. It's a matching grant, so we had to have $2.5 million to match it, which is a big reason why we have not been doing a lot of construction at the complex the last year or so, because any money we spent there prior to being awarded the grant didn't count as the match. So this gives us $5 million to complete the project, as opposed to if we'd spent $1 million or $1.5 million and then they said you get a $2.5 million grant, well, we've only got $1 million. Okay, well, you're only going to get $1 million match then. So it's been frustrating for us to not have it. Fortunately, the general contractor, Tierra Verde Builders from Camp Verde, was very accommodating to work with us to basically put things on hold while we waited for this. Now they're ramping back up. They're beginning construction out there again. They're ordering a lot of materials so that we can get it going. The ball fields, the two soccer/football fields, are almost ready. All they need now is to have the goal posts and the scoreboards put in, and they're ready for play. So we're hoping we can squeeze some games in there at the end of this fall. The two baseball/softball fields, the grass is in and looking pretty good, but we're planning on that being in the springtime for that. The fencing and dugouts and that kind of stuff will go up quick. That's the part that makes it look really nice is just ready to go. It's going to take a little time to get going. And again, the Tierra Verde Builders has been really good about ramping back up and getting going on this. So that should be ready in the springtime. The thing that's going to be the biggest holdup for us is probably the restroom concessions building. It's out for design now. And then that's probably, unfortunately, not going to be ready until next summer, maybe late summer. The biggest thing for us has been to make sure that the design we have and the construction priorities end up with a really good product. And our priorities are things that benefit the kids playing on the field. For instance, the parking area, we have a really great designed parking area with trees and parking islands and that kind of stuff. For right now, it's going to be A-B. We need a parking area that's all weather that people can park in. We're not spending our money on things that are not benefiting the kids. We want to put it into the fields, to the restroom, the concession stand, the fencing, the things that are important. One of the things that the big deal about this park, one of which is we're using reclaimed water from the wastewater treatment plant. So we can have all this natural grass, we can plant shade trees, and we're not either buying expensive water or we're not taking it out of the aquifer. We're using water that would have been waste product and being allowed to evaporate, and we're now able to irrigate our complex with this. And as the complex gets bigger, we've got plans and space for 4 more softball fields at some point. We'll have all the water we need. We're going to be starting a program where people can buy benches and picnic tables and also shade trees.
Oh, like name it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this bench provided by sort of thing. Okay.
Exactly. We just got a grant. We're putting in 8 benches around the perimeter trail around the park. AARP gave us a grant that we're putting those in kind of as seed money to get started, saying, hey, look, this is what you could have out here too. But we're going to have a program to get that community involvement. The Kiwanis is talking about helping us spearhead fundraising for the playground area. The playground area is going to be the hub of the entire complex when it's done, and it's a giant area. It's about 200 feet by 400 feet.
Okay.
It's bigger than a football field itself. So the ability for us to have play features and exercise features and obstacle course features and picnic ramadas and shade trees and art is huge in that space.
Right.
And like the whole park complex, it's going to be years before it's done and complete. One of the nice things about this complex is there's tons of ability to expand it. There's lots of what we refer to as unprogrammed space. So if you come to us in 4 years and say, hey, this is the latest and greatest, hottest new thing that we never heard of before, I need a space to put it.
Right.
Well, we can fit it right over here. And there's parking, and there's bathrooms, and there's electricity if you need electricity. All these things are available, either shared use or close by, because a lot of times that's the problem that holds up. You want to build a new whatever it is.
Sure.
Well, I got a vacant lot, but I don't have any parking, I don't have a bathroom, I don't have utilities. All this stuff is there. It's all in place. The first phase of construction out there that the council did about 3 years ago was all of the infrastructure and grading and stormwater. So all of that infrastructure is in the ground, the water, sewer, electric. It's all stubbed off in places. It's already, there's no flooding problems, there's no grading issues, there's parking lots planned. All that stuff is already there. So you don't have to say, well, I can't build this because I don't, it's going to take, $50,000 in site work before you can even start building this, this $5,000 thing you want to put in, which is the greatest thing ever. We want it there,
but
but geez, we don't have a place to put it. So
right.
now we're going to have that.
So you can feed off of that. And how many? Okay, so obviously it won't ever be completely done, but the brunt of it, you said a few more years.
Yeah, I mean, this phase by next summer, we'll have about physically half of the space will be mostly stuff in it. But there's a space out there for a community center someday, and people, oh, community center, what's going to be there? So no idea. But we have a large pad area for the community center, next to the ball fields, next to the playground, next to the tennis courts and the pickleball courts.
Look at you guys planning ahead. Look at you guys planning ahead like that, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. We got to take our second break.
Okay.
Camp Verde Parks and Recreation Manager Mike Marshall in studio with us today. Again, several websites for you. campverde.az.gov. Visit campverde.com, and for rodeo information, go to campverdearena.com. The 65th annual Fort Verde Days is coming up this weekend. Stick around, countywide back in just a couple minutes.
Who doesn't dream of home improvements? Perhaps your kitchen, the real living room. Maybe the bathroom, where you bookend your day. Langstrand Contracting is your one-stop shop from tear down to finishing touches. With 35 years of experience, Chris and his team will work with you to match your family's style and budget. Call Langstrand Contracting today for guidance in bringing your vision to life.
Award-winning Soundbites Grill is an entertainment restaurant located in Uptown Sedona at the Hyatt Pinion Point Resort. Open for lunch and dinner, featuring fresh fish, all-natural hand-cut beef, even a full vegan menu. Family-friendly, open 11:30 to 9, late dining on Friday and Saturday. Soundbites Grill has some of the best views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Offers world-class entertainment, food, fun, and music.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Terrifying job. Snake handler, take one.
James, this is a really terrifying job. Given the hazards, why do you do it?
I've been fascinated by reptiles since I was a child.
Tell me about your little friend there.
So this is Bear Hug. He's a Burmese python. We have him here at the Phoenix Zoo.
It kind of makes my skin crawl. Is there anything that rattles you?
Yeah, distracted drivers terrify me.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got just a few minutes left in the program with Mike Marshall from the Camp Verde Parks and Recreation Department. Again, let's go through the websites for you. campverde.az.gov, visit campverde.com, or campverdearena.com for your rodeo information for Friday night, Saturday night. 65th Annual Fort Verde Days is taking place October 9th and 10th this weekend. Okay, so the next event, I know you don't want to talk too much about them, but we got one coming up, in less than a month, Halloween. And you guys have got a great Halloween program in Camp Verde.
Trunk or treat's a big deal for us. We get somewhere around 4,000 people. We estimate maybe more for that. It's going to be the 31st. It's always the 31st this year. It's on a Sunday. We close down Main Street from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. It closes down on the north end by Ace Hardware. It's closed down to the feed store on the other end. Everybody spreads out. We do a bunch of decorations. We have a bunch of inflatables and lights and things that we put out to decorate. The town buys about $3,500 worth of candy. This year we're about $900 or $1,000 worth of donations towards that, which if we get more donations, they creep up the amount of candy we can buy. Basically, we divide that up amongst groups that want to participate. If your group or organization wants to participate, let us know. We'll make sure we get you a stash of candy to get started, help you supplement the stuff that you're already buying. And then that night, we go around and supplement people. Okay, you're running low on candy. Here's a couple more bags.
You're the candy man.
Yeah. One of the things we really like about it is normally it's a very organic event. We block the street. We have candy to share. We put up some decorations. Other than that, have a great time. If you want to come down and grab a space on the side with your car and some decorations, you don't have to sign up with us. You don't have to get assigned a spot. You just show up when we close the road and say,
hey, that's nice.
It's really good. It makes it very community-based. There's always people that some people come every year, some individuals and organizations. We know they're coming. We get the candy. But there's always groups or individuals that just show up. And we say, hey, great, do you need any candy? Here, have some candy. And they pick a spot that works for them. And, we say, look, don't crowd
really
other
nice.
people. It is. Because
that's really nice.
And it for us, it makes it one of our easier events.
Sure.
It's not easy, but easier because we don't have to take all those people and find a spot for them and manage them. Last year during COVID, we were more controlling with that. So we had made sure we had people in spots and they weren't too close to somebody else, and we had circulating flow and that kind of stuff. This year, it's back to being its normal, hey, have a great time, and it's safe because we blocked off the streets and we're providing the candy and the support services. But other than that, and there's some really great costumes. Some people are really creative out there.
Yeah, and the trunk or treat thing is interesting too because it gives people an opportunity to decorate their vehicle as well. So that's always nice. So we're out of time, but that's just a snippet of the stuff going on. I mean, then there's Christmas coming up, and I know you've got your Parade of Christmas, and then the other events coming up in 2022 already announced is the March Pecan Wine Festival, the Verde River Runoff in March as well, and then July Corn Fest as well. So all kinds of things. Websites one more time for you, campverde.az.gov. Visit campverde.com for the list of events coming up for Fort Verde Days, the 65th annual this weekend, and then campverdearena.com for information about the rodeo Friday and Saturday night. Michael, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me in.
Appreciate it very much.
Weekend.
That is today's Countywide. We thank you so much for watching and listening, and we will talk to you again next time.